I spent most of my life overweight. I'm 33 years old now. I remember I was 13 when I really first started getting serious about my weight. I was the biggest girl in the grade. I was picked on for my weight. I was bullied. I started working out in my dad's home gym and developed my first eating disorder by the time I was 13. I was bulimic then for the next 15 years. I struggled with bulimia. I went from one eating disorder to another, from one diet to another. I was vegan and I was my heaviest. And I'm like, how the heck am I eating like a rabbit, eating the healthiest I ever have, and I'm the heaviest I've ever been? Did you ever hear the saying, you can overeat at the salad bar? I was. Like, even though I was eating healthy, I was still well overeating. I kept trying to solve weight as if weight was my problem. Weight was not the problem. Food was not the enemy. You hear that all the time. Food isn't the enemy. But in my case, food is just the source I was using from between the problem and what I thought was the solution. Weight was never my problem. It wasn't until I got to the point where I was the heaviest I ever was. I was in my late 20s. And I'm like, man, I've got 2 kids by this point. Clearly nothing is working. I just need to love my body. I just need to learn to love the body I was given and the one I'm in, because no matter what I try, I'm not losing weight. I got to a point where I was like, I just want to feel better. I just want to be a good mom. I just want to be a good human being. And I want to put this down because from the time I woke up until the time I went to bed, I was thinking about my body, my weight, food. I was thinking about food. I was always thinking about food, what I can and can't have, how I wish I could have that. Never being happy with what I wore, hated getting dressed, hated going shopping. Constant stress and burden of the life I was living was awful. And you realize this stuff a lot of times after the fact. You look back and reflect and you're like, oh my God, my shifting point where I started to really realize what matters. And I started addressing the actual problem of what was going on the inside. The mindset I had absolutely fit a person that was well overweight. I didn't want to be that person anymore. I didn't want to feel like her anymore. I wanted to just live my life. How can I do that? Fast forward through the transformation. I look back now. First of all, I don't think about food when I'm hungry. I am in the best shape of my life. I don't obsess over food and my weight like it's not even a thing anymore. And I look back at that girl and I realize that for most of my life, I wasn't living. I wasn't present. I'd be at a birthday party and I'm thinking about that cake and how I probably shouldn't have it because everybody's gonna look at me. I really shouldn't have it because let's be honest, you need to lose weight. And then there's the battle of how badly you want it. Now you want it more because you shouldn't have it. It's just the things that go on in your mind and the way you judge yourself, and you sit there and you hate the outfit you wore and you wish you would have picked something else, and you feel like it's just not right and people are judging you and people are going to see you that way. And you go on vacations and you do things and you're with people and you're not even there. You're not even present. You were just so consumed somewhere else. And I knew it was on my mind, but I didn't realize how obsessive it was. I've been saying this the past week because it resonates so hard. Losing weight for me, this transformation, the life I'm living now, when I lost weight and started living this different life, it was like breathing air for the first time. I wasn't living before. It was like my whole life, there was a pause button hit, but the time wasn't stopping. I was just like the same person in the same body for so long, and I was so miserable and so pissed off that like I was the way I was and I couldn't change it. No matter what I did or how hard I worked, I couldn't change it. I am seriously here to tell you that weight loss, changing your life, changing your body, whether you're dealing with an addiction, I was addicted to food. Addicts are in my family. My mother died from an overdose. I understand addictions. I understand a whole different life and what life can be like and the life you desire to have and all the things you think you want and how obsessive that becomes and how repetitive it becomes. But it doesn't have to be that way. You always think you're the person that will never hit the lottery. You'll never make a lot of money. You'll never have the dream body. You'll never have the happy family. That will be your case for as long as you think that. But if you decide a different narrative is more appealing to you and you want something different, do something different. That's what I help people do. I help people change their lives. Weight loss ends up being a byproduct of the transformation that goes on the inside. No matter what you're struggling with, just know there are ways to completely shift your life and see what the other side is like. I have been on both sides. From someone who really thought she'd never have what she has and be what she is and lose the weight, I am here to tell you it's possible. Not to be cliche, but I know that if I could do it, anybody can do it. Let me help you. This is an amazing life on this side. It is beautiful, it is bright, and I am living. I just started living when I turned 30. That's wild. But it wasn't too late. I'd do it all over again. Plus, going through what I went through, now I get to help people do the same thing. And that's beautiful to see the transformation over and over again. It's wild how you look back and you realize that everything you went through had to happen. I couldn't do or be what I am now and have now if I didn't have that shitty time in my life before, but it's possible. You can do it too.